Hello and welcome to this additional and bonus lecture in this course Excellent HR Generalist on HR Information System. So in this section we will continue to add more ways and strategies for excellence in human resource management, and we are beginning that by talking to you in this lecture about how to set up an excellent HR information system, HRIS. Right. So what do you think? How would you go about setting up an excellent human resource management system, HR information system? So setting up an excellent human resource or HR information system requires careful planning, implementation of course, and then ongoing management to ensure that meets the needs of the organization and its employees, right? Now, what are the steps you can take? Let's take a look at the steps that you can take to set up an effective HRIS. Right. So first thing you need to do obviously is to define objectives and requirements. And there what you need to do is to uh, uh, identify the goals and objectives of implementing the HIRS. Determine the problem or inefficiencies the system should address, right? Every system should address some problems or inefficiencies in the system in addition to providing usual data. Then you need to gather the input requirements from HR staff, managers, and other stakeholders, and list the essential features and functionalities needed for the HR processes. So now you define what should the HRIS provide you? What are the objectives and requirements from this HR information system? Then you need to conduct a need assessment, analyze the current HR processes, and identify improvement areas, and assess the volume of data, number of users, and scalability requirements. Having done that, you need to select the right HRIS software and what are the features that you should consider for selecting the right one. Let's take a look at those. First is it should have the core HR functions: employment, data management, payroll, benefits administration, etc., etc. Then what you need to have is time and attendance tracking. Also, it needs to have performance management, as we saw in the course. Recruitment and application tracking is another feature that you need in HRIS, and reporting and analytics, obviously, and integration capabilities with the rest of the systems that you have in the company. So based on those features as an illustrative list, you should select the right HRIS software. In that also, once you look at the features, then you need to evaluate the vendors. Now, in evaluating the vendors, what you need to do is to research HRIS vendors and compare their offering versus your requirements. Request demos and trial versions to assess usability, because it's going to be a long-term investment. And check for user reviews and testimonials, and actually go out and talk to some of the customers who are using this or have used this to understand how well does this HRIS software work. Then you need to, once you have the software identified, and then you need to and installed actually in a way, then you need to develop do the data migration and integration. So you need to develop a plan first for migrating existing HR data to the new system. This basically should ensure seamless integration with other organizational systems like finance, attendance, etc., etc. Customize the HRIS to align with the organization's structure and policies. Configure workflows, approval processes, and access permission. So you are now getting into implementation through customization and configuration. Training and do change management with your people. Provide comprehensive training to HR staff as well as end users. Implement a change management strategy to ease the transition to a new system. Any change requires a thinking through of how to successfully implement that change, and this being a major change, you will need to do that. Uh, Data security and compliance is next thing. Implement robust security measures to basically protect sensitive HR data. You will have a lot of sensitive HR data, and that you need to implement those security measures that are robust. So don't stay. They do stay in place and don't fall away. Ensure compliance with the data protection regulations like GDPR, HIPAA, etc., etc. Define user roles and permissions based on the job responsibilities and restrict access of sensitive information to authorized personnel only. So once you're ready with all that, you are ready for the rollout and deployment. And how can you roll out and deploy? You need to implement the HRIS gradually or in phases to minimize disruptions. And during the transition, you need to communicate the plan, rollout plan to the people who will be involved and provide support as required. Encourage feedback from HR staff and end users and use the feedback to make continuous improvements to your HRIS. You would also need to look at the vendor support and updates, so establish a support system with the HRIS vendor. Regularly update the system to ensure that it stays current and secure. Leverage the reportings and analytics features of the HRIS to basically monitor key HR matrices and use insights for strategic decision making. So thank you so much for watching this additional and bonus lecture of HR information system in this course. I hope you continue to learn new things, continue to enjoy, and I do look forward to see you again somewhere. Please do feel free to message me if you see this video anywhere. I'll be happy to answer any questions. Also download the PDF file to take a look at anything that you want to.